So, along with comedian, actor Jeffrey Paul, I will welcome in my friend Tim Ripper Owens, who's sitting in his car in Akron.
Yes. Hey, listen, if anybody wants to steal any of my stuff, no, listen, I just dropped a batch off at Goodwill, so you could probably just go there. You don't really have anything else.
Is it the dumpsters behind the Target there?
Yeah.
Those
well,
right?
I do put my trash there. So I mean that's definitely something I do. Save a couple dollars.
You and little Timmy doing some garbage runs together.
Yeah, we do. Well, listen, my kids have grown up a lot since you were staying at the house there, and Timmy's like my height, and Taylor's big. She doesn't have the princess pillow anymore, so we could probably ship that to you if you want it.
Yeah, I was looking for that photo the other day of me because Tim was always nice enough when I'd come through town to let me stay at his house, and at first he
stop right.
Yeah, when I play it, and I also Tim used to have a bar out there as well called.
It was on Bar Rescue, right?
Yeah, the Ripper Rock House.
Yeah,
so that.
Yeah,
and at first he put me in the basement, which I was excited. First of all, I'm staying at Tim Ripper Owens' house, and I'm sleeping on a couch that Simon Wright once slept on.
Well, first of all, it was a finished basement, and there was a refrigerator with beer in it. That's why Simon always took the basement. The closer to the beer he could get, the better off he was.
Yeah, the beer and the Monster were down there. And then if you had to whiz in the middle of the night, he had a sliding glass door, and you just go out in his backyard and whiz back there.
Yep, that's what I did.
Yeah. I'm all over the place. Obviously, there's a million things I want to ask you before you pick up Timmy here, and I want to talk about the Three Tremors. But while we're talking about your family, man, it's incredible because you're always on the road. You're always active with so many projects, but you're also able to keep the family man vibe going. I mean, how have you learned to balance that over the years?
Well, it's always been like that, and now it's even more because my girlfriend has 3 kids as well, and I have to, I'm always, doing stuff with them. They're always active and doing things, but the older they get, the better it is. But I mean, that's what you do. I think sometimes it's harder when I'm home with the kids' schedule than it is on tour. But that's what comes first was always my kids and my girlfriend and her kids, and family comes first. And I've always been like it. That's how I was raised. My parents were and are still they're just fantastic, and they always supported me, and they were always there doing everything for me as well. So this is how it is. And being gone so much, people are always like, how can you be gone so much? Because I'm gone a lot. When I'm home, I'm home. They get me at will. So it's not like I'm working a 8 to 5 job, or I'm gone. Or 60 hours a week. I'm gone. I'm always around.
Yeah, and that's great. And I know you're out there ready to pick up your son now. Talk about the Three Tremors. So you guys put out the album about a year and a half ago, and now there's these solo discs. So explain this whole concept about the Three Tremors.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Obviously we. Years ago, I was doing a lot of these things in other countries, and I did one in America with Jeff Tate and Blaze Bayley. But Sean from Cage called and said, "Hey, I got the idea. I want to do an album. I want to do this album and do it right and do it over the top. Everything on it's over the top. The songs, the artwork. But when we did it, I recorded the whole record, not just my parts. So when he heard it, he was like, "Holy crap, your version's pretty awesome." Then he heard Harry Conklin's version from Jack Panzer. He goes, "Your version's awesome." So they got the idea of maybe we should release this. Now, listen, we all know the name was already taken years ago from Rob and Bruce and Jeff and Ronnie, whatever version you heard. But it never went anywhere. I mean, they never owned the name. They never released anything. They never did anything. They just kind of talked about it. It was like an urban legend. So we just took it, and said, let's use that name. And it was Sean's idea. And he said, listen, if they call us and say don't, then we would obviously respect it. But, we wanted the urban legend to come. But these solo versions are really cool. On iTunes, you can just buy whoever's version you want. And but it's a three packed CD. The artwork is awesome. It's over the top, so much art. And it's only $21 or something like that to get the 3 CDs. I actually like the solo version's better because I think it flows even better, you know. So everybody's solo versions just sounds, you know, the other one you're putting everybody together. It was our first record. It's been really successful. I just got back from Florida a couple days ago, and I had to the UK Saturday.
You have a question, Jeffrey?
Yeah, I did. Was there ever any shows with you, Jeff Tate, and Blaze?
We played New York, and we played.
That's amazing.
We did a little tour. It was a lot of fun. I'll tell you what, I had, minus not getting paid all my money, I had I had a blast. I'll tell you what, Jeff sounded great and had so much fun, and we had a lot of laughs. And you know, Blaze would be up there singing maiden tunes and stuff, and Jeff and I would be, because we'd keep alternating like every 3 songs, and we'd sing some together. And Jeff and I would be singing the songs in the dressing room, and it would come out. It was a really good time. And
where did you guys play?
They did toward the States.
No, what venue in New York did you do the shows at?
Man, I can't remember where we played there. Where did we play? I can't remember. I've toured so much, and I've done so many shows. I can't remember where we played there.
I mean, I know, obviously, I saw you recently, or semi-recently, with the Three Tremors playing the Gramercy.
That's a great venue to see a show like that.
Yeah, and it was, I think it was a Monday night or a Tuesday night, and it was a great crowd. And for, you know, again, just so for people who don't know what this new project's about, it's Tim, it's Sean Peck, who's also a virtuoso singer, Harry Conklin, and it's, you know, they are all out on stage together, and they're all out there singing, and it's a pretty amazing spectacle to see. And then if you buy the album, obviously, you know, you're hearing the 3 of them together sing on all the songs. But this is cool too, that now you can hear Tim sing all the songs on his own, or you can hear the other guys hear their songs, to hear their versions of the songs. And then you guys have a U.S. tour coming up, which we should put the dates up so everybody can take a look.
Yeah. We just got back from Texas and Florida. We did 6 shows.
There we go.
And then we went to UK, and now we're hitting, and we'll be in New York. We'll be all over. So yeah, check out the tour dates. Yeah, it's pretty great. I mean, last year I released 3 records with A New Revenge and Spirits of Fire, and then 3 Tremors. And all 3 records were totally different, so it was kind of fun to do something like that. And you know, it was 3 Tremors is great. It's a hard road there because people don't really know it, and so it's, you know, you're trying to push this thing that they don't know much about. But it's a metal show. I mean, there's a lot. We're going, you know, we do a couple classics. I do "Burn in Hell" from the Jugulator CD, and you know, Sean does a Cage song. Harry does a Jack Panzer song, and we'll throw in a couple we do "Heaven and Hell" to celebrate Ronnie.
Oh man!
But most of it is the record. We throw in "Painkiller" at the end of the night and scream on it if I have a voice left. And it, you know, it's a lot of fun. We all get along well, and you know, it's the Cage band that's the band on it. So it's not like it's a whole bunch of people getting together. It's an actual band that's out in San Diego, and you know, so it makes it even better. And great musicians, man, oh man, I'll tell you what, young kids, and then Dave, who looks like Conan the Barbarian, Garcia, he produces it, mixes it, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and speaking of Ronnie, you know, you did the Dio Returns tour, which I saw you on as well, which I think it was just fantastic, man. But that's a whole other different animal to deal with, huh? With all that technology.
It is. It's an easier tour. It's a little, it's a little step up from Three Tremors and hitting these clubs. You know, you're playing these bigger venues. I like it. It's so amazing every night just to hear Ronnie's voice, and it's one of the most amazing shows ever. And but it's, you know, I'm up there singing a little bit less songs, but it's always pressure because every time I get up there, and if I don't sound or think I'm going to sing good, I know Ronnie's like looking down at me going, "You son of a bitch," you know, because he was like that. I feel like he would be yelling at me or something, you know, like that's not right, or. But it's great to do, and I love hanging out with Simon and the guys. And Wendy's just, the thing is, Wendy Dio, I mean, you know, and with seeing that show and everything, she's just one of the most amazing people She does so much for charity, and all she does is she loses money doing this tour. People say, really? And I'm like, well, listen, if she didn't lose money, we'd be touring all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
She doesn't want to. The goal's not to, but she's just trying to do something to make fans happy, just like Ronnie did. I mean, you know how cool Ronnie was, one of the most amazing guys ever. And Wendy does the same thing. So, yeah, it's, you know, I got, you know, it's going to be a great year. Hopefully I'll be able to do that this year, but I don't know. I got some big stuff and a lot of stuff coming up. So it's a pretty busy year for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I, you know, I was telling Jeff before you came on, you know, I love that technology. I thought what they did visually and sonically was incredible to take 20 different, 20 different performances from 20 different eras, from 20 different venues, countries, different recording equipment, and make it sound like one concert was really incredible. And then to have the live singing with Tim and Oni Logan, just really blew me away. And I went to see it at the Paramount on Long Island. And, you know, Tim's right. You know, everybody on that tour lost money. And so Tim and I actually had to make a little money after the show by hitting the stripper pole. We did. We actually
made money on that.
Yeah, we went.
We did.
There's a shot of us on the pole.
And just like J-Lo, I invited young children as well. Since we were pole dancing, I figured nothing better than to invite the kids in, put some money in my G-string, and we did really well that night.
Oh, we don't need that visual.
Yeah, we threw some gummy bears down there.
It was raining dollar bills and gummy bears that night. It was a lot of fun. We had
Look
a
at
lot
your
of good
face
time.
there, Don.
And you can't see from here, but those jeans that Tim's wearing, the moose knuckle was just incredible. I mean,
Please.
you had to be up close to see it.
I actually got turned on a little bit, so I had to hide it behind the pole there.
Yeah.
Because just look, Don right before that did
It's a skinny
bend
pole
over right by me, and I was like, holy shit. So I was like, man, I got to put this thing behind the. It's not very big. I'm like built like a Mike and Ike. It's kind of like a little hot tamale down there. So I'm like, it wasn't hard to hide behind that pole.
Right. Big voice, not so big below the waist, but that's all right. And you and I have had a lot of good times over the years. Like you mentioned, you let me sleep in your daughter's bed with her princess pillow, or I may have just wandered in there and fell asleep on my own after a few beers in the basement. But probably one of the funnest times, only because it was almost a complete disaster from beginning to end, was the Charred Walls of the Damned tour, which is where it all started for us.
It was great, man. It was so great. I just, you know, when you have a celebrity from a cereal company as your tour manager, I mean, it was the most amazing thing to have Frankenberry out with us.
This tour manager looked exactly like Frankenberry, and the guy did not lift one finger the entire time, did not drive the van. I mean, basically, he was just along for the ride, and he was the merch guy.
Is he getting paid?
Well, and
you don't sell much merch when you have somebody like that. They say something like, "Is that?" And he's like, "Ugh." You know, he just kind of grunted out.
Whose friend was this?
I actually looked to see if he had hands sewed on like really Frankenstein did. Because it was the most. Listen, between Don and Richard.
Richard Christie, yep.
Tormenting and saying funny things that I don't think he understood half the time, anyways. But the guest list was one of the best when he put Frankenberry on the guest list. Richard did, and he's reading it. He's going, "There's Marshall Stacks, and this guy's
Frankenberry."
Where did you get this guy from?
He was affordable.
Listen, he was a great guy. I'll say it now because he's going to hear it. But I think he went on the road with Overkill and stuff. I think
he might have mentioned that a couple hundred times.
Yeah.
But we had so much fun just laughing. Yeah, I mean, we were checking his neck for bolts, and you know, when you have a cereal monster selling your merch, I don't know.
Sport jacket.
It was bad. And the fanny pack.
Do you remember when he drove the wrong way in Canada?
Yeah, he went 200 miles the wrong way.
God.
He went the wrong way. It's like, dude, you're 2 hours. You went. How do you even?
Yeah.
And then I yelled at him. Didn't I yell at him?
Yeah, things got definitely a little salty on that tour, but all good things came out of it because
It was a blast.
we had a blast. We became friends. I met Brian Slagle on that tour because Charred Walls of the Dam was a Metal Blade band. Got me a record deal, and I'm on my 4th record with them. And even better, we're celebrating today, Tim, with Charred Walls of the Dam beer, which might be the longest lasting thing that came out of it.
Is that what kind? Is it a pumpkin beer?
No, it's not a pumpkin beer. It's more like a bourbon ale.
Ooh. Oh, wow, yeah. My girlfriend would like that.
Yeah, I saw Richard last weekend, so I didn't know they were still making it, but apparently they are, so he gave me a bottle. So Jeff and I are going to have a little tasting after we get off the phone with you here and celebrate that great band. And, I suggest pairing it with the video for the song Soulless.
Yes, I do too.
I think that would make there it is playing in the background. Heavy beer, heavy track. I still love the Charred Walls albums. Maybe one day, if you ever slow down to like 15 bands, maybe you guys do another record. But
we've done 3. That last one was my favorite, so I would love to do another one with Richard. I really, really like the last one a lot. So hopefully we'll get out there and get with Jason Sukoff because he's another crazy guy.
He is.
Not like a stoner in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like man, is he talented though? He can play guitar.
Yeah, but he's a character that we don't it would be hard to describe even if we had another hour.
Imagine doing a record with Richard and Jason, because Richard had like a pet duck that would come or something, and he had a pet he had like animals when I got there that he was like pet there. It was just the craziest stuff going on, and it was it's great. Richard's, it's funny because he's like the nicest. He's still like I used to have like the kids at my house had like a gerbil or something, and he loves things like it. He would talk to it like
a
he
friend.
was actually having a conversation. Like he should be doing Dr. Doolittle. Yeah. Because he's a crazy. And then the thing, right? I don't know what he did to it because after he left, it died. So I think he the thing realized that we didn't care about it, and Richard loved it. So it's like
he's the gerbil whisperer for sure.
Richard's never asked about my kids. He just says, "Oh, it's a gerbil."
That's a pretty good Richard right there.
Yeah, and he liked your poodle too.
Yeah, well, yeah, he loves the animals, and I was always trying to let him take it. And the beer, we have a beer place around here called Hoppin' Frog that he came and bought like a case of this stuff. And yeah, he's anything. I remember I went to New York. I couldn't play. It was with Ingve. He couldn't come to the show, but he came early. We had lunch, and he brought me a bunch of things from Bath and Body, like pumpkin spice lotions, and I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I know.
Pumpkin spice. It was just everything was pumpkin spice. I'm like,
yeah. And now he's a father, so
I know. And I haven't seen the child yet, so I need to get there.
Yeah, he's a pumpkin spice child, and he smells delicious. So I'll pass along your best to him. Pass along mine to little Timmy and Taylor and your girl as well. And I'll see you when you come to New York with the Three Tremors. The self-titled album is out as well as the solo version, so go out and pick them up and see Tim on tour with the Three Tremors right here in the good old United States of America. Yeah,
let's try to do this when I'm on the road. I'll figure the times and we'll do a live thing from the road. I don't think the England time's going to work out, but we could figure it out and get in there and have some fun with it.
Yeah, well, when you come to New York, you come sit in the studio.
Oh, I absolutely do that. Earlier I was sitting at the airport. I thought you were sending a plane for me. I didn't realize I was doing it by. I was a little pissed off. I mean, I was definitely hoping it wasn't a helicopter, but I was all excited. It was an airplane. I'm getting first, and I sat there for about an hour, and I realized, dude, I don't think he's gonna. This is gonna be like on the phone again. I was a little angry.
Tim is sneaky funny. Just getting that helicopter reference in there. God bless you, man. I love you, man. You're the greatest.
Hey, thank you. Thanks, guys. And I'll see you in a couple months when I get to New York.
All right. Cheers, man.
Take care, Tim.
All right, man. Later.
Bye.